Alright, so I'm sharpening my shovel. And the reasoning for sharpening my shovel is previously I was out digging a hole and I hit something super hard and it like kind of dented it up. So return to present, I'm sharpening my shovel. And then out of nowhere it hits me that I had forgotten the main thing on my to-do list. Get mail. So I drop my shovel, turn around, and I sprint over to our mailbox. And I bust that thing open, and thank God there's mail in there. So I take that mail out, and I'm kind of, shifting through it as I'm walking back, and I see, to my surprise, that there's a letter from me. So I bust that Betsy open and yank that letter out and open it up, proceed to try to read it. But I can't read it at all. I can't even understand it. But then I realize I know what this is. It's cursive. The only problem is I can't read or write cursive whatsoever. Now, basic letter etiquette is you gotta read the letters that are sent to you. So I'm thinking, man, how am I gonna read this? I can't learn cursive in a day. So then I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this using science. So I run up my stairs with my letter and I bust into my sister's room and I look over and find her straightener laying on the floor, still plugged in, kind of a fire hazard. And I take that thing out and I run over to my bedroom and I throw it on the ground and I set up my own DIY straightener lab and I take my letter and I proceed to pull it through the straightener. But to my dismay, once I'm done, that thing is straight up over straightened. Man, those lines are like spaghetti noodled across the page. I'm like, dude, I can't read this. But thankfully, previously, I had thought this through with my brain. I need to make photocopies of this, which I did. Alright, return to present. So I take a photocopy and I proceed to more daintily and carefully put it through the straightener. And with more care, it comes out beautifully. And I can read it. Turns out it's from my grandma. So, basic letter etiquette again. If you receive a letter, you have to return a letter. So I proceed to write, with cute little pink letters and whatnot, and a pink heart, a thank you letter. And then I'm like thinking to myself, dang, this ain't cursive. Basically, what I'm thinking is that if you could straighten it, you can also tangle this stuff up. So I smack that Joe down and I started going all over the counterplates. And I gotta make that thing all seasick. And then I take that letter and walk over to our little mixer and I chuck that thing in and pull that thing up and pull that thing forward and turn it all the way on. And that thing starts spinning. I probably let it spin, 15 seconds. And then I reach in and I pull that letter out and I proceed to read it. And jeez, that thing is not at all what I wrote. I now understand the terminology, excuse my cursive. So, I needed to get rid of this thing ASAP, so I ran outside and I proceeded to burn the evidence. And then I walk back inside and I'm like, dang, I need to do this over again. So I write up another letter, and this time I put it through the mixer for less time. And I pull it out, and it's beautiful. So I package that baby up, seal her tight, lick it, and then I run outside to my mailbox, throw it in, and then it hits me. It's my birthday. I'm finally 14 years old.